welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian. I'm joined by Ethan this week. And also, my boy, Sweet JP.
He's here?
Also known as Dylan.
Oh.
Yeah, anyways.
Man, I fucking wish.
If there's a character that I feel like, you ever been to like a Six Flags or like some kind of carnival or fair of some kind?
I mean, no.
I haven't actually.
And well,
now that you mention it.
Regardless, do you know how they have like caricature artists that like take?
Oh yeah, that will paint your portrait.
Yes, that will like make it, but like take your features and like over exaggerate them.
I mean, the literal street in Florida.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
And so like I feel like this movie takes some of those liberties of like taking certain aspects and like blowing them out of proportion. And I feel like there's a certain section of like Dylan's style or aesthetic. It's like that, but just like caricaturized. It's really interesting. I think
This
it's really
movie
cool.
is a perfect example of over-the-top extreme, like
Oh yeah,
overly extreme character design.
yeah.
Yeah, you give JP a chord drill, and he's basically just Dylan.
You're right. Right.
So,
Speaking of chord drill, we watched. So to preface, we watched Redline, which is what we had promised we were going to watch this week, and
One of the greats that was almost not a great.
yes. Speaking of chord drill, just like with what is it? Gurren Lagann.
There.
Yeah, it was like it's like that exponential growth of like power or just extraness.
Oh yeah. Ever increasing hype.
Yes, exactly. Ever increasing hype. And the movie doesn't feel that long. The story's not like super in depth, but it just does what it does well.
Oh yeah.
And I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
it doesn't do much to explain what's going on. It just lets the movie kind of
Right.
do it on
It
its
almost
own.
doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where like you just don't ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The movie answers them over time. You don't have to ask anything. Just give it a second.
Yeah.
And like even there comes a point where like the timing is kind of, I'm not gonna say perfect, but it's kind of perfect, because if you ask questions, you're like, but what's that? But how many nitro can it handle in time? Right as you feel like it's time to like ask the question again, like it's been long enough. Right as you're about to ask it again, boom, it's answered.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow.
I like the art style. It has this weird kind of like comic book vibe.
I'll go
sort
on
of.
ahead and say it. It's ridiculous.
It's so
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
It's
Kinda
it's
gross and
freaking
extra.
ridiculous.
But there's also they don't go into great detail about like this is in space.
Yes.
This is like there's a lot of different races of creatures, dog people, and
Nobody gets a species name.
That's a
Oh,
detail that they
no.
don't need to go into. That's just like a fact. You're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, this is a space race.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a crazy, like, decrepit desert planet that has a bunch of dog people.
Yeah.
And then there's this
Rip dog people.
crazy fucking rave world that is inhabited exclusively by hot girls that can use magic.
Yeah.
I mean, count me in. Bro.
And then one thing.
Sounds like a Tuesday afternoon. What?
Wait a second. The one thing that, again, I'm kind of jumping to the end a little bit, which we kind of talk out of context anyways, but there's these like super technologically advanced human beings that are also like cyborgs,
Oh, yeah.
and apparently they've been secretly making bioweapons,
Fucking Robo World.
which is against the peace treaty of some kind. It's like, okay, so there's some kind of thing going on
Right,
here.
they're up to some illegal shit.
But the thing that they don't describe in detail, like after that, is like the like colonel of sorts,
Yeah.
like takes control of like a bigger question mark
Yeah.
bioweapon to take down the remnants of the first one, which is
Aptly named Funky Boy.
aptly
Woo.
named Funky Boy,
Funky boy.
which is like he's apparently a baby version of something.
And
or
boy,
another.
do he got the funk.
Man, the sound design on his like little screech and then like explosion scream,
Oh, yeah.
man, first of all, sound design on the whole show is great.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
But wow, dude, I like, again, they don't tell you anything else after that.
they'll lay their cards on the table, leave that shit there, and be like,
walk away.
What the fuck? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Anyways, here's a race.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love the attitudes of some of the characters. I just the voice actor. I think there's one voice actor.
Yep.
There's
multiple that I recognize.
Yeah. What's the Junker's name?
Junker.
The
Frisbee?
Frisbee, yeah.
Yeah, he was played by Liam O'Brien.
Yes, he's played in a handful of stuff that we all know.
Yeah. No, there was the other guy, though. Toward the beginning of the movie. He was also in Gurren Lagann.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Shit, really?
I just forgot his name, which I just had to look up Liam O'Brien. Because even though he's my favorite voice actor, I keep forgetting his name.
I keep forgetting what he looks like, too.
No, I keep forgetting his name. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, he's my favorite, but yeah, I keep forgetting his name's Liam. And then I'm like,
I know he's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, 100% do. He's in so many things.
I think he's been in Fallout 3, New Vegas, all that kind of stuff. I think he's in.
He's Yasuo's voice actor in League of Legends.
Yeah, you're right.
Liam O'Brien. He's my favorite voice actor, hands down. And therefore creates my favorite character in the show, even though he's kind of a bad character.
Oh, yeah.
Which
but
I like me to a perfect segue of what's everyone's favorite character.
Man. It's hard not to like Sweet JP, for me at least. What a great character.
He's the main character, not allowed.
I know, you're right. I know he's got the overruled main character. Is that
that's usually a hard rule because it just doesn't count.
I mean,
everyone wants to like the favorite character usually. Because it's weak sauce. We got to pick someone cool though. Like Liam O'Brien.
I'm a big fan of Machine Head.
Machine Head.
You know, on the one hand, I like the answer. On the other hand, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. It's a little on the nose for me, but
yeah, he dummy thick.
He's
keep going to the gym with me, by the way.
He's got them.
I convinced Dylan to go to the gym with me, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Keep going to the gym with me, and you'll be like Gym Head, Machine Head in no time.
You've got Slim Jim on
wide shoulders, McMotorhead.
Yeah,
there you go.
Motorhead, thick peck Motorhead. Let's go.
Thick peck Motorhead.
That dude can bench press 3 times my body weight. Let's go.
Oh gosh, I love how again they don't give a name to like the guy that influenced Sweet JP.
Unnecessary.
I know it's unnecessary, but like he's like the guy who influenced him. He's got the Trans Am. He's got the swag, and he's got he kisses 2 girls at the same time.
Oh, no, they didn't need to give a name because his name is very clearly Chad Chazington III.
I said his name was Swag McMahon.
Swag McMahon.
and he's my favorite character. He shows up twice or thrice in the show, and says nothing but gives him the good old solid thumbs up. I'm like, hell yeah.
Unfortunately, as much of a cool guy McBadass he is, he's actually that old fart that was working with Frisbee in the Mafia.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a scumbag.
Him. Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
He was corrupted by money and power and
yes,
fame.
He had it all.
Who would have guessed?
Not Swag McMahon.
No, not Chad Chazington III.
Yeah.
No.
Man.
He was too much of a Chad for
How
evil.
the mighty have fallen.
I like towards the end of the race when like things are starting to get real amped up.
Mm-hmm.
Things are starting to go crazy. There's this boxed head, gray looking man with like the hugest circular bug eyes.
Oh,
and of course he's like this stereotypical like this shit's going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. And there's one time where like things are getting buck wild and he's like and they're getting we're catching up on him and I'm tweaking so hard my teeth are starting to
I've got wood.
I've got wood. Oh man.
Oh my god.
I thought it was so funny. I was like, I'm tweaking so hard my teeth are starting to
Violence is the only thing that gets me hot in him.
Oh god.
Oh man, that's so
Speaking of which, describing it in 3 words, some combination of those are my 3 words.
hot, fast, and loud.
Violence gets me hot.
I've got wood.
I've got one.
Gross.
Man.
Oh come on, that one's funny.
Gross.
It's a line from the movie.
Yeah, I know, but gross.
I don't even have any lumber on me.
Mine would be Redline race. Y'all are nasty.
Space wacky races.
I would just say, oh
that's
my god.
What it is.
Mine would be
the
if I had 4 words, mine would be Looney Tunes Space Race, but I don't have 4.
Yes. Oh my god,
I mean,
you're so
that
right.
works well enough.
I played that game so much.
Number 3, Acme Space Race.
Acme Space Race.
Have neither of you seen Wacky Races?
I don't think so.
Based on the fact I've never heard of that in my life,
God.
I'm going to go ahead and say yeah.
What about Dick Dastardly? You guys know that motherfucker?
That was my nickname in high school.
Oh, I do know that.
Yeah, it was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yeah, is he he's the dog that goes...
Yeah, the freaking wheezing dog.
Yes, I do know that.
Dastard Dick Donnie. That was my name.
Dastard Dick Donnie. Oh, no. The triple D.
Man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a real fucking good movie. Anyone who hasn't seen it is doing themselves a disservice.
From Redline?
Yes.
Yeah, it is definitely
No, I'm talking about...
Dastard Dick Donnie.
I got confused for a second. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's 1:30 in the morning. No one's going to blame us.
Exactly.
We just got finished melting our brains with the fast, and you
The
think
visual
we can talk
LSD that was
cohesively?
Transformed.
Dude.
Honestly, yeah. If you, I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. Even if you're like, oh, I don't know if I'll be interested. I don't know if it's my thing. You should watch Redline because it is just visual LSD.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you should take LSD and watch Redline, and then get back to me on how you felt
Damn.
about the entire experience.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. For medical purposes.
Just purely for research. I'm gonna do a school
Research
I'm gonna
purposes.
do a school paper on it.
Yeah.
I need more than just one person to do it. So everyone who does it, just text me. You can
Hit me
find
up.
me. My phone number. Never mind. You can find me on Instagram at Ethan was taken. Was taken. That's right.
Yeah.
It was taken.
Cite your sources, i.e. us.
Yeah. I gotta know purely for research.
This movie is like adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on drugs. Don't eat your school.
Bottled
Keep
up.
going.
Hand-drawn.
It has that whenever he drops the little canister, whatever it's called, what is it
Gold
called?
nitro.
Yeah.
I like how every time he does it, there's more and more charge up in which the engine is just sputtering and exploding until it finally kicks in. Every time throughout
It has
the movie,
a cartoon vibe.
the first time you're like, damn, this car flipping all over the place. Like the first time he drops that, you're like, oh, this shit gonna be fire, because that truck
And
going across the interstate.
He literally turns into a frisbee.
It's like
You
blam,
goddamn
blam, blam, blam,
pancake.
and then he flies away, right?
and does donuts.
And you're like,
At 100
oh
miles an hour.
man, you know that like the next time he does it, it's even longer. You're like, oh, this shit gonna be fire. You keep on, and by the end
He's
of
on
it,
fire.
right? Yeah, and by the end of it, you're like, oh my god, this thing's gonna. It's still charging up. You thought it went into maximum overdrive? Nah,
There's
it's still
always more.
recovering.
This
It
is
hasn't
the
even.
maximumer overdriver.
Our engine isn't even redlined yet.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it all makes sense
And
now.
just when you think your pedal is to the floor, there's just more floor to
Not
put the
even
pedal
at
to.
the metal yet.
honestly, you find the rest of the floor
Yes.
before you know it. And then we're going faster
Gone
than.
through the car to the ground.
This man has seen the face of God. He's going so fast.
At the end of the movie, you're right. At the end of the movie, he looks
just
straight ahead and he's like, I see the finish
see
line.
it.
And it's a white screen and it's just like, I see the finish line. And then, of course, he steps back to reality and so it's like,
Right. Yeah, the G-forces are just too damn much. This man has been
to his
enlightened.
newfound girlfand
right?
for dear life.
Oh yeah, that too.
I knocked
Newfound
my headphones off. Sorry.
The G's were too much for you too, man.
I know. What I was going to say to add to your little snippet there,
The need for
I was like,
speed, baby.
you know it's gonna be buck wild whenever he drops the charge. It like does this little like Alka-Seltzer
Yeah,
plus kind of thing,
and then it does the anime shine too.
and then like
Yeah.
he pushes the button like to activate it, and like before anything happens, everything just elongates, and you're like, oh, we're about to go freaking warp drive.
Oh,
About to go into plaid.
I remember the first time, because this was my second time watching it, which is why I was okay that I took a little nap, but I remember a lot of the details.
Yeah.
Because I was so tired.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I watched this, and like whenever it like all elongated, I remember thinking to myself, "Oh Lord, we stretching." Oh Lord, we stretching, and then
man.
we're gone.
It just activated the rubber ability.
It
Yeah,
reminds
man.
me of Star
the
Wars.
laws of physics be damned. We are the
yeah.
fast,
They
baby.
no longer apply.
Right? Like
Yeah, I also love the fact is like if you've ever been on like a bike or some, again, like it doesn't really happen when you're in a car, but like if you're on a bike or some kind of like where you can feel the wind in your eyes, a lot of times your eyes start to water up if you don't have any kind of eye guard.
Right.
And there's a lot of
keeping the
times
mitts open. Yeah.
there's a lot of times where like in this movie
It's just bleeding from his
Dude.
eyes.
this guy,
You're like, oh my god.
his eyes are bloodshot. You just see like tears just like
Mhm.
flying at supersonic speed. I'm like, that just feels so
Nosebleed
real.
comes out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It's
pops a blood vessel.
Yeah.
I was about to say, there's multiple times where, clinically speaking, this man probably has a stroke while this thing goes on.
Any normal man would be dead by now.
By the end of it, he would have had, if you ever seen the video, which neither of you probably have. You ever seen the video of the world's strongest deadlift, where the guy deadlifts 500 kilograms? It's like 1,010, 1,020 pounds, something like that.
What?
It is the heaviest deadlift in the world, and
Mm-hmm.
it's insane. The whole story about it is insane, but the guy basically puts forth enough effort that he does mess up a blood vessel in his brain, in his eye.
Oh yeah.
He has a nosebleed while he's lifting. You can see him get a nosebleed.
Damn, dude.
And afterward, you can see that he has blood coming from his eyes and ears as well.
Oh yeah, it's rough.
And whenever he gets the weight up and he's like holding it, and he said like at one point, whenever I was lifting the weight, I blacked out because I was so zoned into lifting the weight.
Oh my God.
That whenever I came to, I realized that I was at the top of the rep and that I was just standing there holding it, and I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Dude, that's such a badass thing. Oh my
and
God.
then
That's terrifying.
And then this is the kind of sad part where then after that he drops the weight and then basically faints.
Oh no, dude.
And there are multiple points in this movie where I cannot help but think of that, where I'm like, this man's sort of having a he'd be passing out behind the wheel like, I'm gonna win.
He has surpassed the limits of human strength.
Oh man.
Honestly, yeah. And then whenever
That
people
man is
ask
a
him,
legend.
hey, you potentially could have died there and you thought you did die for a second, would you do the rep again? He's like, yeah, I'd add an extra 10 kilos. Oh man.
Why not?
Aptly, I think
What a
they
way to
call
go.
him. I think they aptly call him the Beast.
Of
and
course.
he's an absolute beast.
Yeah. Gosh, man.
And
this is
honestly,
someday.
little JP, same thing.
Little JP.
Sweet JP.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first time you, Dylan, told me about this character.
Mhm.
I think you had mentioned Redline to me before,
Yeah.
but like I remember vividly for some odd reason, just because I think I was so enamored by the character.
Mhm.
You told me about this character, and of course you told me I think how it started was we were having a conversation. You're like, if I was to
As
have,
most things do, yes.
if I was to have
Yeah,
a certain,
I do like to speak my words. I'm sorry.
if I was to have a certain type of hairstyle, I would want to have this type of hairstyle.
if
And
I
you-
could get away with it.
Honestly,
that is.
hot take. If
And-
you combine Travis Touchdown, Travis Touchdown,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
if you combine Travis Touchdown with
Yes.
JP, and then you give that love child a core drill, you have Dylan Booth.
and so,
And I'm not wrong. And I'm
And not
0%
wrong.
wrong.
yeah. Have you ever seen? I know you guys haven't seen Dylan, but have you ever seen Travis Touchdown? Have you ever seen
If you look up JP,
Sweet JP?
yeah, sweet JP, and you give him a core drill, you're already like 80% there. But the
Yeah.
personality of Travis Touchdown just peaks at it.
Yeah.
And there
But
we are.
as I was saying,
I mean, I wouldn't go quite that far. I'm not as much of a lech as that motherfucker.
Okay, yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, you're not as much of an asshole as Travis Touchdown, but also like there's something about him that like you have to. He's the cherry on top that makes.
anyways,
Travis-
I remember we were talking about this person, and I had no idea who it was.
Mhm.
And he showed me some pictures of his hair, and I was like, "Oh my God, who is
Oh,
this
yes.
wonderful man?"
I didn't even stop at the hair either.
Oh,
That
no.
entire outfit.
Oh, of course, yes, the whole outfit, obviously, the
Yeah.
leather jacket with the skull
Those
and the
fucking
spiky
rings
shoulders.
especially. A
Yes,
fucking
he
metal
has
ring on each
he
finger.
has metal bands on each finger. Anyways, and I was like, I see why you take a liking to this character. He just looks like a biker
Because this
rockstar
man's
badass.
slaying the ladies. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, of course, I was like, what's his character's name? You're like, oh, his name's Sweet JP. And I was like, of course it is. Of course it is. And then at that point, I was like, this is amazing.
You honestly could have said that his name was like a cool guy McSwooney, and I would have been like,
Yeah.
neat. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy McCool Man. And
Hot
so, like,
stuff, shiny hair over here, and I would have been like, neat. You know, honestly that checks out.
yeah, Fonzie McAnime.
They call him
That's
the
spot on.
fast, the fast
the
eater.
fast.
And you're like, what? He eats the speed. He's the speed eater. And I would have been like, neat.
He
Speed
eats
eater
the speed
noted.
to get
Yeah.
its powers.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
He
So,
poops out the fast. Keep going.
and I think it was either that night or it was very shortly after you showed me Redline.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow, man. I was so impressed.
I have a
with just,
plethora of questions.
Yes, I have so many
It
questions.
is a visible endeavor.
Oh, it's
That movie almost
Yes.
put fucking Madhouse out of business.
it really.
Yes.
It is as visual as it is auditorial, like great in both regards.
I couldn't help but quote Lightning McQueen so often and say "Kerchew" during the movie. Kerchew. It fits so many scenes.
But I guess I'm leading all this up to say, how did you find out about this movie? When was like the first time you saw it?
I just found a video about it.
Like on YouTube or something?
Yeah, I think it was thanks to
Canonically, JP fights in the Great Gundam Wars.
No way.
What?
He actually has the fastest Gandam in the West.
Yeah.
I'll stop making
Nice.
Yeah,
The rootness toot is Gundam in the West.
Right, yeah.
it was a video by
Redline.
by Beyond Ghibli on YouTube. It's one of my favorite channels that covers a bunch of stuff that isn't
It's
Studio
all-
Ghibli as
it's
far
all
as anime goes.
It's all Beyond Ghibli. I'm vibing so far.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's the same channel that I showed you that Ghost in the Shell video on
Yeah.
and the Berserk video.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Really
yeah.
good.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of went into like some details about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Like its entire backstory and development history.
Yeah, and you said they had like a development hell, which I guess like what caused that, or
Jesus.
do you know what?
I think it was just too fucking expensive.
Really?
Turns out when you write that many frames and a guy dropping a pill into a bottle of water takes 80 frames of just you stretching a vehicle to get to really harness the fast.
Yeah.
Turns out that just takes a lot of time and money.
Oh man.
And
Yeah.
more effort than most sane people are willing to put into
Yeah.
it. Luckily, they just had an absolute just crap ton of cocaine whenever they were making
man.
this
I
movie.
just- I
If they could
feel
just
like-
rip a line and they just finished the movie.
I feel like there's
Literally, that is how I think this movie was created.
it's
Gotta
like
write fast to convey fast.
it's like you can always
They needed the speed juice to really convey how fast it was
Just imagine
going. That
person-
high-speed chicken feed. They had to rip a line at a time.
High-speed chicken feed.
and then hear me out. Okay. So we're like on this, we're on a long stretch of road that just lasts forever, and they're just going like I don't know, so fast.
50 million miles forever.
Imagine they're going 20 what? 20 fast. Okay. And the guy's like, I'm driving.
Yeah,
He says,
oh.
okay, now imagine rips line.
Yeah,
Now imagine he drops another pill in the water bottle and he
Yeah.
goes faster. Wait,
The
is it
water
20?
bottle.
Is it 20 fast the limit? But he breaks the limit.
There
Oh
is no
God!
limit.
Oh God! Oh frick!
It's
Oh God!
21.
Hear me out, Ethan. There's no limit for sweet JP. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
But
hell yeah.
JP and the love of his life, girl.
Son of sheep. Cherry boy hunter, motherfucker.
Yeah, and the
Cherry
love of his
boy.
life, girl. There's no limit for them. I forgot.
Come
her-
on, man.
I forgot her name. Okay,
I just said it.
I know, but also I don't speak Japanese. I don't know what
Oh,
you just
man.
said.
Cherry boy.
No,
Oh,
but seriously,
man.
that's actually how. Like, whenever I think of this movie, I'm like, there has to have been in the creation of this movie. There has to have been a very creative mind, or the average man with just a lot of drugs. And
I
like,
mean, hey.
honestly,
Sometimes the best stuff's made that way.
yeah, no, there's no fault of this. This is not a negative thing. This is a creative masterpiece. I'm just saying that whenever you give people who can draw and create things drugs, things like this are born.
Shit
And
happens.
honestly, more of this should be.
Yes.
I'm not saying we should legalize drugs. I'm just saying
Yeah.
if you're creative and you happen to do them and create something,
More often
I'm
than
probably
not,
gonna
people
like
won't complain about the end result.
Yeah. Oh man, dude.
the ends do indeed justify the means. That's all. That's all I'm saying. If more of this is created, well,
Yeah.
cocaine never hurt anybody.
We know how to make omelets.
And we
Yeah.
know that if you live in a glass house, you cannot make them.
You cannot make omelets in a glass house. That is just.
Can't. That's a throwback to a joke that we can't make because we blow up the podcast for trying to make it.
You're right. You're right. Every time we talk about it, the podcast fails.
Yeah. Hey, let's change the subject. Fast. 20 fast.
20 fast.
Mhm.
We just recently. I'm gonna talk about more cool characters. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this though.
Mhm.
Last night we watched the first 2 episodes of The Big O.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna say anything about it. All I can say is the main character.
And that O was really big.
Yeah, man,
It's
that O is
huge.
real big.
Gigantic
He
even.
punches like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Main character
Roger Smith.
Roger Smith,
The
the negotiator. Dude,
That was my nickname in high school.
dude, when I tell
I
you,
wish
like
that was my nickname.
this Bruce Wayne looking head ass,
It's
like,
straight up just Japanese Bruce Wayne.
oh my god, dude, and it's
Instead of the Batmobile, he has the Mega Deuce, known as Big O.
oh
the
my
Mega Deuce.
Yes.
Let's go.
dude. When I tell you, like it's just it's so good.
It's just the Japanese Warner Brothers Batman.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
just that good.
Yeah, his vehicle he has is like wide and so long.
It is a slab of car.
It is a slab of car.
I hate that analogy.
You ever seen?
No, but
have
it's
you-
true.
Have you
not
ever
saying it's
seen?
not, I just
Have you ever
hate
seen
that.
those old cars from like the 30s
It's
and 40s?
one brick of car.
The 30s or 40s that have just the longest engine bay and have like a very small. It feels like that. You look at this car pull up and it just has like you're like, wow.
It's a not quite a limo.
Well, I mean, it may as well be a limo, but again, it's a 4-door sedan,
Right?
So it's like, but like the hood, it's like you must have like a 24-cylinder engine in there. It's like it's crazy, anyways.
Oh yeah.
But I have been enjoying just what few episodes we've watched so far because again, I can't remember his name, but he's the same voice actor as
Steve Bloom.
Steve Bloom. Okay, he's the same voice actor that does our boy in Cowboy Bebop, Spike Spiegel, and man, what a good job he does.
Oh yeah.
It's just
Spiegel.
yeah. I just know that I have really enjoyed Cowboy Bebop, and now I'm realizing that like I'm swooning for the Big O. So I just want, and again,
A very
Cast
large.
in the name of God, ye not guilty.
can I just say, I want you to hear this, Ethan. Whenever you
On a
enter
scale of 1 to large, how big's the O? Keep going, sir.
very large,
Big.
whenever
The correct answer was fast.
fast,
Yeah,
20 fast.
we're talking about Redline. Keep going.
Yeah. Whenever you enter this Big O, you enter this thing. It judges you.
It has an onboard system.
Yes.
Oh, freaking good luck. I judge myself enough.
Yeah, no,
baby.
but whenever it judges you,
I gotta worry about this fucking robot. I can't.
Right? Well, it's like the sorting hat from Harry Potter. You don't get to choose, all right? I judge myself enough.
Gryffindor.
So it basically it tells you like if you're accepted, it tells you cast
If you're cool enough.
If you're cool enough, it says cast in the name of God, ye not guilty, and it basically is just meaning that like
Oh, neat.
it's like
this machine is the stone that you shall cast,
Exactly.
for ye are without sin.
exactly if you're without sin, cast the first stone. Of course, all the other people walked away. But this is like it's like saying, trust me, this cast this stone in the name
This
of God.
homie can throw away. Is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
what this thing's saying?
No.
You sit in the driver's seat of the O, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it's saying-
throw me, bit.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
go.
Saying, ye are not guilty.
Uh-huh.
Chuck this stone, mother.
Let's start hecking all these
Yeah,
sinners
Dude, the
up.
only thing
Yes.
the O throws is fucking haymakers.
Is freaking banger punches.
Man,
Oh,
the,
man.
the O, you know what it throws? It throws some kicks in there. You never see it.
Oh man,
Right?
Yeah.
Got a mean left hook in the name of God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know
back
anything
to
about this show. I'm just
Oh,
making-
you will.
just making stuff.
but back to Redline though. It's
Oh yeah, fast.
It has only been a
Speed.
little while since I have known about this movie, and this is the second time I've seen it. I will say disclaimer, but man, I remember the first time I watched it, I was
Blown away.
distracted, and I was still like, "This is amazing." And now watching it the second time all the way through, there's like little things I
this
picked
is
up
still
on. It's
amazing.
like, man, this is so good, dude.
I didn't realize the first time I never saw the scene of that chick being like, haha, violence is the only thing that gets me hot anymore. So that's single-handedly my favorite scene this time.
Damn.
Teeth are starting to itch.
I remember that one. I remember that dude actually being on drugs.
Oh my god.
That guy was like tweaking out so hard at the race that he was like, wow, my teeth itch. And I was like, that's very
I think
impressive.
that's the cocaine,
sir.
my guy.
Yeah, that might be the
Space cocaine.
That might be the space methamphetamine kicking in. And your teeth are itching because you're about to lose them. Like,
Oh dang,
Jeez.
dude. Oh man. Well, man, that's crazy.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Fast.
So freaking fast.
I'm fast.
I'm
so fast.
Oh my god, I love it. That's my favorite meme.
I had something else I wanted to say, but I forgot what I was going to talk about.
Well, that's the end of the episode, fellas.
No, that's a good one.
Ian forgot.
I was going to
Well,
say
anything you wanted to say that you can't now is gone. So
Too
now, thanks
bad.
for listening.
I was going to say something about we were just talking about the
Teeth itch.
the teeth itch kind of situation. I can't remember what it was about though. Oh,
Not a good time to break the news to us, pal. I'm joking.
Oh yeah. No.
Where'd you hide that shit, man?
Don't answer that question.
Space
I don't know.
cocaine
I don't
ain't nothing
know
to
where you're
sneeze
at.
at.
Yeah.
No, it's plenty to sneeze at.
In
It's
the
just nothing
sense
to
that you will
sniff
lose
at.
the ability to sneeze.
Yeah. Don't do school. Stay on drugs.
Don't what?
Eat your school.
We could use
Eat your school.
Don't do vegetables.
don't do vegetables. Eat your school.
Stay in
I
drugs.
bet you my school would have tasted like shit.
Hey, now that was my school too, and I'm not saying that I
I'm not
disagree.
talking about yours.
I'm not saying that I disagree. Just that that's rude to say that on air.
I mean, for a while. Well, I mean, look, who's the?
yeah.
We can talk about whatever the fuck we want, okay?
Yeah, vegetables.
Papayas.
Oh man, but Redline.
This episode's all over the place.
Yes, it
Just
is.
like that fucking movie we watched.
Because the movie was so fast that we just got through it. Now we're just talking about drugs in school, which I mean, honestly, is probably how this movie was created.
Yeah, you're right.
Drugs in school.
Yeah, just the beginning of everything was some kids on drugs in school, and they were just like, "Dude, let's make a movie about like the fast."
Super space race.
So what do you guys want to watch for next week's episode?
Oh shit! I had something.
Uh-oh.
Like I had a really good one.
All the ones that I had are still super long, and we don't have the movies yet, like The Godfather and Titanic and like other classics that I just I just still haven't seen yet. That like we don't have them though. That's why we haven't done them for the podcast.
Yeah.
Shit, what was it?
I'm trying to think. We could redo Dead Poets Society. We never finished that.
We
one.
could.
You're right.
That
You're
was
right.
That was
That's
like that
definitely
one was
worth another
that one was
go.
in my list of some of
Mhm.
my favorites, next to like Cool Hand Luke and stuff like that. Like that one was legit. Probably one of them.
That we also had
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
If we redid that one, I'd have to pay more attention because I recall not liking that movie as much because I never felt like I was comprehending very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
I
fair.
was
It
just
is
tired,
kinda-
but I just was not comprehending. So I remember being like, "Yeah, this was interesting, but what?"
Yeah.
Which
Well.
I'm not sure if that's like a normal thing or I was just tired. I don't. Fully know.
I'm sure it is. We usually end up watching these things pretty late anyway, so I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
But I think those two are worth a retread now.
We can look into it.
Yeah, we can definitely look into it.
But until then, stay fast, people.
Yeah.
Can that be the end of every episode? Stay fast, everybody.
Yeah.
And then I wink, but you can't tell because it's a podcast.
Ding.
Trust me. I'll say stay fast, people. Ding. There was a wink there.
We'll have a little sparkle sound effect.
Right.
Oh
right.
yeah, I have it right here. Stay fast, people.
Oh,
Then
that's
we're
so
good.
good.
It works. What? That's it. Yeah,
Works
you
well
don't,
enough.
you don't get the whole wow. You just get what? Or we can do the little air horn.
Dylan loves the little.
It's because it's the
Yeah.
perfect cutoff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it.
Just a little honk.
You always expect more with those fucking air horns.
What if you get less?
Short and sweet's the way to
So-
go.
Hear me out.
Sometimes less is more.
Well, anyways, thank
Maybe
you guys.
it's what?
Maybe she's
She was
born with it.
born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Until next time.
Easy, breezy, beautiful. Cover girl.
Cover girl.
Stay stay fast, people.
Anyway,
Okay.
until next time, if you're looking for us, you can find us at The Aftermath on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you can listen to podcasts or other stuff like that. We have a YouTube channel. The Aftermath is what I've been naming everything. If you'd like to, we have a link tree /Ian Wolf. You can just look at all of our links there, social media stuff and whatnot. But I really appreciate you guys listening, even though this one's kind of all over the place. It's been a crazy week, and
If you enjoy rambling, you've come to the right place.
I have a long week ahead of me.
Podcast, of course they enjoy rambling.
I mean, that's true.
Anyways,
I suppose.
until next time.
Help, I'm being repressed.
Quickly kill him.
My teeth are starting to itch.
No.
Bye-bye.